Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the power of algorithmic trend lines, why I think Stitch Fix is going to continue to deliver in this current market environment, our precise daily stock levels on the triple Q, Spiders, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, our game plan and Forex, as well as our full stock analysis. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. We have a little bit of an interesting agenda for you here today, and we're going to talk about the power of algorithmic trend lines and why the market just magically tops out and how we are just accurately predicting it. So, if you remember, we said watch the cues to potentially get to the 174.60s approximately. We told that to you on Thursday night, and here is the reason. So just looking over here at the triple Qs, we gave you the 174.60s level because it came out to around $174.68, where the market could have been near a top out. And we very simply did this. I'll show you. You see this high right here of April 18th on the triple Qs. I'll zoom in a little just so you could see it. There's April 18th. Right over here is May 14th. And all we simply did was drew a line that connected those 2 points. That is all you had to do to predict the market top on Friday. I know I make it sound so easy, but this methodology of where to draw the trend lines and which ones to use took tens and tens of thousands, over 40,000 hours for me to develop. And now I've been teaching people this strategy in just a few hours. It's kind of insane. So I want to translate this line I just drew. I want to show you what it actually looked like as an intraday trader on the 5-minute chart. So we're going to go right over to the triple Qs. Here is a 5-minute of the triple Qs. You can see right over here, the day starts. We jump up, we go down, we jump up, we digest, and then look at this trend line. You see this yellow line here that's going straight across? This yellow line, that is our algorithmic trend line of resistance. Look, we bang into it right here at 2:15 p.m. We fall down. We bang into it again. We fall down. We bang into it again. We fall down. It's not a coincidence that the triple Qs did that there. Quite the contrary. It's also easily predictable. And not only is it easily predictable, it's easily predictable the day before, which is why we're going to give you our new levels as we do every night here from now on the Newsbeat Show. So I just wanted to show you that in terms of like trades. I want to show you something really slick we did. So you see the triple Qs. We talk about running also the first hit of the exponential 8. We gapped down on Friday. Using my methodology, when you hit the exponential 8, there's a great chance you'll top out for a short trade. And you can see that's exactly this little yellow line right there going down. You could see how the triple Qs came up, hit that level, and then continue to dive down. And what we did as a result was we were watching Apple puts. And you could see Apple had some negative news. They were cutting their suppliers. They told their suppliers to cut parts by 20%. Obviously, that could only mean one thing. It means that people are buying less iPhones. Nonetheless, we shorted Apple in the morning, and it was able to be a nice short call. It popped up again with the market and then actually fell again. We actually had two really nice short calls there in Apple. We actually caught the short in the morning, and then we caught the short in the afternoon, and we bought them through puts, and it just ended up being a pretty damn good trade. So, first and foremost, I did want to just share with you the power of algorithmic trend lines, why the Qs can bounce. It's because one line you draw, and you could see the Qs just hitting into this level, getting above it, falling back down, getting above it, falling back down, just fighting and unable to beat it, because that's where the robots are actually putting in their cell programs. And if you could predict ahead of time where the majority of robots will be putting in their cell programs, I can't tell you I could call every bottom and top of the Qs. Like I didn't look at the Qs bottom, for example, on Friday and said, yeah, we could bottom out around here near those stay lows. I can't do that. It's literally impossible for me. But in terms of calling out the top out, if my level hits, I do know it could top out. And by waiting patiently for those levels, it prevents traders from one, overtrading. You're not going to overtrade when you do things like that. Two, you're going to have an extremely high 82% hit rate. I mean, imagine you had an 82% hit rate as a Major League Baseball batter. You'd be the greatest batter twice over ever in the history of baseball. But trading is not like baseball. We're not here to bat 300 and say, look, we're good. You bat 30% in the market, you're making money on 30% of your trades. You're not going to have a long life expectancy as a trader. You're not going to have that longevity, which a lot of traders yearn for. By remaining disciplined, waiting for your levels, knowing where to set your levels. That's one of the most important things too, is a very important thing. So many people could look at these candlestick analysis here and say, "Oh yeah, here's a doji bar. Oh, look, we bottomed out with a hammer with high volume. That's why the market went up." But we all know that when you generally do that, you're not going to get consistent results. Everybody knows that. Everybody could look at a candlestick and tell you what it means after the fact, unless your technical analysis, which I call algorithmic analysis now, can accurately predict the future consistently. I'm not saying you're right 100% of the time, but I am saying you're right 70 or 80% of the time. And unless you could really get to that level of consistency, you're not going to be a trader that's going to survive in the current market conditions. And of course, that's it's more than an opinion. It's almost statistically indisputable. Next, I'm going to talk about Stitch Fix, a name that I bought along with SailPoint, one of my favorite names, and I just wanted to talk about something they did. So I'm going to go over the earnings. It's actually the game plan name that I'm watching here today, and I want to show you just technically what a breakout Stitch Fix had on Friday. Got as high as $25.38. I still have a lovely position in it, so my P&L came back very nicely on this trade. I am long all the way from near IPO prices when we did buy it there back in November. A lot of you guys in the room still are holding your shares with me from there, and you're very happy, obviously, with what happened on Friday. So this is what Stitch Fix did, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. As you see, number two, I think Stitch Fix is going to continue to deliver. So Stitch Fix introduced something called Stitch Fix Kids. So I'll be honest, like if I didn't have, the woman in my life right now, I'd probably end up wearing my underwear on my head. I wouldn't even know where to put it. Like, you should have seen how I dressed before I met her. Like, I looked at myself then and I'm like, yeah, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So, when it comes to kids, guess what? I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. So, I was looking around and I said, here's Stitch Fix. And what they'll do is they'll actually give your child, your son, your daughter, a personal stylist to design clothing for them. It's one of the most genius things ever. One thing that you could rest assured is as long as kids will keep, being created upon this planet, that there's going to be groups of parents who have no idea how to dress them popularly, or what's the best word, properly, rather. So, like, with that being said, just looking at Stitch Fix here, they did introduce the launch of Stitch Fix Kids, and they're going to show the scalability of their product. So this is scalable. And again, what is Stitch Fix? It's one of what I like to call a brown box company, where Amazon is the most successful brown box company. When you order something from them, it comes in a brown box, right? There are other companies that also were brown box companies, which I didn't really believe in too much, like Blue Apron, like food. Look, why didn't I like Blue Apron? Why did I think this product was going to fail? Because they're sending you ingredients to cook delicious meals. Who the heck wants to cook if you're ordering? Okay? Who wants to order, like, if you're ordering food, it's already cooked, prepared, and packaged, so you could just rip it open, throw a fork or spoon in it, and eat it. Blue Apron was like, no, we're going to send you the food, and you're going to cook it, and you're going to prepare it. That's why the stock is trading at $3 now. Stitch Fix is another brown box company where your brown box opens up and you have clothes. You have new clothes, and anything you don't like, you could send back. It's free returns. They'll take back whatever. And the fact that they expanded it to kids is absolutely amazing. Don't be surprised. I'm telling you right now, when they come out with Stitch Fix Pets, people don't understand, like, what's the beautiful thing about a company like this. It just, when you start dressing people, the sky's the limit. They're gonna have, I guarantee you, you're gonna have a Stitch Fix like luxury line for those people who like high-end type fabrics, high-end type clothing, high-end. I don't know about name brands, but high-end name brands in general. And Stitch Fix is going to create a high-end line for those people who want to get pay a lot of money and get what they pay for with nice clothes. Now, let me tell you what I think is going to happen here in Stitch Fix. They crushed it on earnings, 9 cents versus the 3 cents expected, beat their third quarter revenues by over $10 million. That, believe it or not, doesn't sound like a lot. Maybe not a lot for Google, Facebook, or Apple, but for a Stitch Fix, it's absolutely enormous. Stock is popping up. I think we're going to retest $30.07. I think we're going to break above $30.07. If you remember when the stock first IPO'd, I don't know how long you guys are following me, but for you guys in the room especially, and if you're watching the Newsbeat show, actually, we started back in November as well. If you're watching the Newsbeat show, we did put a $30 target on Stitch Fix. It came up to $30, hit even $30.07, and then fell. I ended up holding 20% of my position. I'm still holding it, so it's a decent amount of shares for me. And I'm going to go ahead and put a target right now on Stitch Fix, $32.50. I'm raising my price target on Stitch Fix to go higher based on the launch of their new products. I think it's going to be a grand slam. Guess what? Parents also don't like going around looking online, traveling to every single store looking for their kids to buy a new shirt, a new jacket. Guess what? Your 2 year old turned two and a half. Your 2.5 year old turned three. And you might be like, well, that's just half a year. When it comes to a kid that age, turning from 2 to 3 is like turning from like 10 to 20. It's like just an enormous gap. And all of a sudden they're bigger and you need to get new clothes and it's a pain in the butt. Guess what solves all that? As a recent father, Stitch Fix will solve all those issues. $32.50 target. I think we rally here in Stitch Fix. Level of support to potentially enter in tomorrow if it doesn't shoot up. $24.24. You'll find algorithmic support in the name. I will potentially add to my position. Again, I already made a boatload of money on this move to 30. I held 20%. I'm actually considering adding more. With that being said, I'm going to give you my precise levels because you guys need to know what to watch tomorrow in terms of the market's most popular names, biggest names as well. And we're going to also, of course, watch the Qs and spiders. So, again, phenomenal accurate top level called in the Qs. Looking at this now, check out this level. I'm going to draw May 14th to May 31st. That is going to be your support there in the Q. See how simple I make it look? And of course, we teach this in our Algo Trendline class, extremely inexpensive class that teaches you how to call market levels accurately. That would be an algo buster. So I don't know if the Qs are going to fall. Geopolitically, everybody is watching what's going to happen in North Korea, in China with the North Korean dictator and the United States president. They're obviously meeting in China. We're going to see what happens. To add some fun into the mix, Dennis Rodman is there because he's definitely one of the most normalized looking people that I've ever seen in my life. He's actually my favorite NBA player of all time, the Worm. I love him. Nonetheless, he will be there. And people are wondering, like, what's going to happen. I had a lot of, there was a hedge fund manager in our room who asked me, and he said, Mark, what's going to happen here if this meeting goes well? And I'm telling you guys this. First of all, this meeting is going to go well on paper. On paper, when you read the headlines that are going to be reported, try to find like a non-biased media outlet, which is basically 1 out of 10,000 of them. But you could always come here to the Newsbeat show because I'll tell you how it is. They're going to have a rosy headline. I don't think that's bullish for the market. Okay, I don't think coming out and saying, yeah, we had a good meeting and everything turned out good in China, and we're looking forward to easing sanctions, and there's a promise to not restart the nuclear program. And you want to know who's watching this right now? Iran, Israel, Jordan, Saudi Arabia. They're all watching this thinking like, how does the U.S. diffuse someone of nuclear weapons? What is that going to mean for the markets? Let me tell you what it's going to mean for the markets. Nothing. Don't get overexcited. Let's just stick with the technicals. Be smart, and you'll find your right levels. Key level to potentially buy the market tomorrow on the triple Qs, $171.48. I'm not saying the Qs are going to drop a few points tomorrow, but if they do, that is the key level in which I look to buy. If you're looking for resistance, same level we used, same trend line we used from last Friday that we gave you on Thursday. $174.89. That's where the trend line resistance is. It just coincidentally is 1 penny above the triple Q's high from Friday. So 174.89 resistance there. Spiders, look, we came down, we missed my trend line. I would have given you 276.60 as the support that we gave you on Thursday, right? Right around 276.60. Look at the day lows of the spiders, 276.66. Look at that. Look at that. It's just absolutely amazing to look at the power of some of these trend lines and how they work. In terms of support now for the spiders, key level to watch tomorrow, $276.93. That will be your support for the spiders. For those who are, watching the spiders here thinking, how high can you potentially go? I don't really have a ceiling limit of resistance here on the spider. It's going to be harder for me to call a topping out level based on the current technical formation, and that's a very important thing. When you look at your charts, you should be comfortable saying, I don't have conviction on any level right now to call a top or bottom. I can easily call a bottom here on the spiders for tomorrow. Hard to call a top, but I can give you a breakout level to watch, $278.28. If we do break that level, you have a clear path to $280.41. So again, watch your resistance level, 278.28 on your spiders. Fang, Facebook, again, look at the support level we gave you on Facebook. Again, we can't make this up. It's all recorded, right? I can't make it up. You watched the last Newsbeat show. We gave you what? 186 right over here, like 186.40. Day low on Facebook, 186.43 from Friday. I mean, that is the accuracy of algorithmic levels. Key support to watch tomorrow on Facebook, 186.28. True resistance on Facebook tomorrow, 189.35. Apple, name we caught beautifully. Support for Apple, where I swing long, $189.29 tomorrow. Pretty far away. Resistance also pretty far away, or not too far away. 193.12. That's where I could see Apple potentially topping out. So those are my levels there. Amazon. I want to come back. I want to hit this exponential 8. True level for me to hold above on Amazon to be bullish tomorrow is going to be $1,667.75. That is going to be the critical level to watch on Amazon for a potential, support to hold above and be bullish. In terms of resistance, just watch the all-time high, $1,714.50. There's another level I'll give you on Amazon here. If it does pull back, $1,658.08. I'll be a level where I swing long on Amazon. Moving on the FANG names, we're going to go to Netflix. Key level to hold above tomorrow to be bullish. Key support, $359.86. If you break underneath here, look out below. That's all I'm going to say on that. Look out below. True resistance tomorrow on Netflix, if it does want to grind up, $362.19 on NFLX. I think with all the uncertainty, by the way, with these geopolitical meetings and whatnot, I think the risk, I think we're going to edge maybe down a little. I'm not saying we're walking into a bear market. Wouldn't surprise me to see a couple down days coming up. So looking right here on Google, again, we're holding some calls. True support tomorrow, $1,119.94. Let's just call it rounded up 6 cents and say $1,120 will be your support on Google tomorrow, and your resistance to break out and be bullish, $1,136.33. So right there are your precise levels. How about our game plan in Forex? This is the old game plan. Don't copy that. We're going to give you Stitch Fix as our new game plan. And I'm just going to put it in right there. There we go. There we go. So that's the key level. That's what I'm watching tomorrow. I'm going to watch tomorrow breakout on SFIX to the upside. That is the key level to watch. Again, we went over it earlier. Phenomenally bullish name. Just take one more look at that beautiful breakout off of earnings. Again, they're announcing Stitch Fix Kids. I did put a $32.50 target. No, I don't think it's getting there tomorrow, but that is going to be my swing target on SFIX. And of course, if you guys want my Forex, just one name. It happens. Just watching the Euro US dollar, I give you my bid 5 decimal places out. It's a buy on Euro US dollar. Here's my size in US standard lots. Here's the symbol Euro US dollar. Here's the exact price I'm looking to buy 1.16865. There's my stop loss if I get filled and I'm wrong. And right here is my take profit level if I get filled and I am correct. So right there are my Forex trades for you guys. And of course, right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into our full stock analysis. That's your stocks, my levels where I would potentially buy or sell any of the securities that you are watching. And of course, I give those all to you. During our full stock analysis, it's all my levels and thoughts. Of course, that is for Newsbeat Live members only. If you are interested in a 30-day trial, it's like $7. It's like a price of I guess, an expensive Starbucks coffee. Doesn't taste as good, but it's a lot more financially responsible. I hope you guys enjoyed the Newsbeat show. I hope you guys enjoyed our levels. Happy trading, make money, and we'll see you guys next time on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening and a wonderful week of trading ahead.